everyone. Welcome to the second episode of the APT podcasts. I am your co host, Cadet Tech Sergeant Jessica Pham, and this is your other co host.
Hi guys, I am Cadet Senior Airman Vera Odenbrett, and today we are joined by. Introduce yourselves.
Hello, I am Cadet Second Lieutenant Elijah Bautista.
Hey guys, Cadet Second Lieutenant Tom Rufino. Haha.
And today we are going to talk about everything. I hope you guys enjoy this, however long it is. Let's start. So, how have you guys been through quarantine? It started in March. It's been a long, almost year. I think the 1 year anniversary is coming up soon. And
Months, yeah.
how have you guys been? How do you think you've changed throughout quarantine?
I've been
Just
doing
start.
excellent. Not excellent. No. Like physically, I think I got a lot better. It kind of gives you like 50% incentive to like exercise, which is awesome because I have so much free time now. And then the other 50% gives me incentive to not exercise because like, oh, I can just do it later. But physically, I've been doing pretty good. Um, and mentally,
Can you close the door and hear me out?
but overall, junior year is not nearly as stressful as it's hyped up to have been. And honestly, it's kind of a cool experience doing everything over Discord, but I kind of want it to end already. It's all good
Yeah,
though.
yeah. My quarantine, it started off actually weird. I think when people say like, or not say like, it's you're like a completely different person than you were like March, and like Tom said, physically, I've definitely changed. If it wasn't for like Vincent Lin, like I think it was an all call. He was like, "Hey, we're gonna work out," and I was like, "No, we're not." And we were like, "Yes, we are." And I'm gonna add you to this Discord group chat, and we're gonna work out with our friends. And I was like, "Fine," because he kept bugging me about it. So then I gave in, and after like a few months, like it was like our routine, and after like everyone was like busy and the group died, I think I took the responsibility to exercise more. Like Tom, like we have way more time than we would have if we were like actually in school. So I guess I took that to my advantage, and like I'm not to where I want to be yet, but I've definitely got some progress. And mentally, I think it's been better than what it was before quarantine. Like Derek made this like small like friend group that is probably like one of my best friends, like bestest friends like I have ever. Like I'm honestly baffled on like how we became friends because we're like very like different from each other. But I'm glad that we're friends, and we've done so many things and like learned a lot about each other, and I learned a lot about myself as well. So quarantine has definitely helped me to grow to what I am today.
I think everyone's experienced a lot of growth like through quarantine because so much time with yourself. It's hard not to like grow if you remain stagnant. I think you'd go insane. But like you guys said, there's been a lot more time since there's less school. It's more compact, but there's still less of it. And how's that been? Because I know in March it was pretty easy, but junior year online has been rough for me personally. So how have you guys found it?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I guess I'll take that, Elijah, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Honestly, junior year, so much easier than what I expected. Like, I remember I was like, oh man, guys, junior year is gonna be so hard. Like, yeah, I don't have a whole lot of free time. I spend most of my free time doing homework. That's basically what my sophomore year was. I think my sophomore year was a lot worse. Like, my sophomore year, I was basically like miserable every single morning because of the amount of stress that I had between like academics and RO. Like, I hated getting up in the morning in sophomore year. Junior, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna have my toast in the morning. I'm gonna do some like stuff. I'm gonna eat the same package of ramen I've been eating for the past like 5 months, and I am gonna go chill out because now like school's only like what, like
3 hours?
3.5 hours or
Yeah.
something. So like it's kind of chill. It really kind of sucks that I can't see anybody, and I'm kind of getting tired of it. But it's not like terrible,
Mm-hmm.
especially with difficulty, which was what I was worried about the most.
The actual going to school is a lot like less stressful because something about going to a whole other environment just to learn, it just brought my stress. Even if there was like nothing due or no test that day, it was just in general like really stressful environment. But with online school, it almost feels, in some ways it can feel like a weekend if you think about it that
Mhm.
way.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
a lot less stressful.
It has been like a
Mhm.
9-month long weekend. What classes are you guys taking this year?
Taking regular chem, AP Lang, AP Calc, Honors US, Civil Engineering and Architecture, and uh RO. Forgot about that one.
What about
I
what
hope
about you,
so.
Elijah?
Okay, I need to list them off. Regular chem, aim 3, RO. Oh my gosh, why am I so bad
I
at this?
believe in you.
AP Lang,
I,
US History, and what's the last one?
you got
Elective
this.
or language.
Human Psych.
Nice.
We all just forgot our classes because
Yeah,
It's
they're
been so
divided in half.
long.
And speaking of which, so we're in a quarter system right now. And what do you guys think of like the quarter system of this year as opposed? Because I don't think we've ever done anything like this in the past, except for maybe elementary
Mhm.
school or something. So how do you guys think the quarter system compares to the semesters?
I can take this one, Tom.
Okay.
So, actually, it's like just so many pros and cons to it. It's really difficult to determine whether it's like good or like bad. Because when we were first introduced to it, I was like, oh, this is so cool. Like, I'm so happy. Like, we get like half our load of work, and it's gonna be so much better for us. And it definitely feels like that. But like the long-term benefits, like AP classes, it's going to be super difficult when testing comes by. Um, and like going back to like the normal like 9 weeks, like a hiatus of like 9 weeks of this class and then going back to it. But it's definitely like a lift off your shoulders, especially in our junior years. It's supposed to be super hard, but I feel like we're just like cruising by. It's way different.
I think it's made junior year a lot easier because everyone always like the juniors are always stressed out of their minds with like AP tests and like the SATs.
Mm.
And I think it has made it a lot easier. Like it's more compressed and you have more work to do, but it's less at the same time.
I
How?
think the quarter system is terrible. Like
Go
for
ahead.
me, I was like first quarter, I was so chilling. Like my third period class, my civil engineering class ended like 30 minutes early every single day. So I got to eat a free lunch. I was so nice. My first period class, AP Lang, yeah, it's a little bit hard. And then I had RO right after, so I was like, all right, this is not too bad. And now first quarter, I was just breezing through. I was like, man, this quarter's so easy. I'm just got it. Second quarter came up, I was ah, like first day of calc, writing down notes at like the speed of light. I'm like typing up notes like till like 6 p.m. from like 1 p.m. to 6, just like typing up notes for history because Skullman assigned like 400 pages for us to read in 3 nights. And then like for chem is kind of easy. Chem is pretty easy, but man, history and calc and like this quarter is the quarter that sucks. I've had like no free time, and it kind of sucks. I mean, then again, I was playing video games like 15 minutes ago, but today's like my free time day. But I hate the fact that this is going to be the quarter I end on. I wish that last quarter would be the one that I ended on because this quarter is so much harder, and like it's just like it just gives me nothing to look forward to at the end of the year because I'm just gonna be like grinding out work until the very last day of school.
Man,
Mm.
Calc and uh, are you taking A push or honors US?
I'm taking Honors US, but Honors US is arguably harder than Calc for me. Like Calc is like okay, it's a lot of note taking, but if you understand what you're doing, like it's not too bad. But Hush is just so much busy work to the point where like I'm just doing work like at least a few hours every night. It's terrible.
Skullman's rough. Like at least it's not in person. I don't know if it'd be easier or harder in person actually.
Nah, it would be harder in person because she only lectures like verbally. She doesn't have that many like visual aspects of her lectures. So you basically just have to go by ear and then
Mm.
write down what she says. as opposed to like a slideshow where you can just kind of like write down
That's
everything.
true.
Not as easy.
Yeah, like I think it's like the opposite for me, like for Tom. First first quarter, I thought it was gonna be like this for like the whole year. First quarter was the worst thing like I experienced.
What did you have
Like
first
having
quarter?
I had AP Lang, US history, and RO. Like RO was fine. I think that was like the only class that I was able to breathe in. Like in US history, like I felt like I was like living in a like terror. Like I had to like keep my like I have to be like standing on my heels. Like I had to be on the spot. Like I had to be getting ready to Google things just in case I'm being
You
called
woke up with
on.
night tremors.
Yes.
What?
It's so like
I think it depends on
yeah.
the teacher, really, because like if
Mm-hmm.
you, if you had Bergen for Hush, it would be so much different than having Skalman for Hush. What teachers did you have for first quarter?
Okay. So I had Mr. Williams for US history. And I had Francisco. I love her so much. Miss Francisco is the best. And I had I forgot who teaches ROTC. I'm honestly like forgetting.
Sergeant Tin
Ducker
Colonel
Lito.
Tucker.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, yeah. Hmm.
I want to know him more. Honestly, he seems like a cool guy.
Hmm. I don't know, man. He's kind of strange. I haven't interacted much with him,
But
honestly.
it,
It's been weird.
But yeah, like the 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 classes are like so different from each other. Like their
Mhm.
teaching wise are like so different, and like starting off the day with a horrible class is so bad. Waking up is like dreading.
But at least Elijah, you were thrown on the deep end, and
Mhm.
then you got to swim to the shallow end for the
Yeah,
You get
holidays.
to
Um,
it
you get to
did.
look forward to having the easy quarter last, like right before summer.
Yes,
God.
I feel so bad for you, Tom.
it's all right. I mean,
so
like, it's fine.
all right, so apparently people are saying that we might be going back to physical school in the fall, hopefully. Maybe even like actually probably not like the like actual full physical school by the end of this year. But you know, it's eventually going to happen. We're going to go back to normal. So I don't know. What are you guys going to miss about online school if we go back soon?
It's gonna be so
Eating lunch
unanimous.
early.
What?
Like I miss like just being able to like eat whenever I want.
Yeah.
Like eating is like so nice, but the way it's been, like I get like hungry at like second period, but it's like oh it's like 11. I don't want to eat
Stress
11.
eats.
So I have to wait until 1 until I eat. It's terrible, but like it's nice to be able to like eat whenever I want.
Mhm.
Also it's nice to be able to like have school end early for me, like because my third period class last quarter would end like consistently at 12:20, so I was just chilling with like doing work early and stuff and like eating lunch early, and that was really nice. And also just being able to like work out and stuff. But overall, I think like social interaction trumps all of those advantages.
Yeah.
So
Essentially, like I would miss like going down like in the morning, not worrying to like rush to go to your car. Like I would get my wait, no, I hate bagels. I would like get like like rice and like I drink soy milk now. Like it's so different now. I'm so sorry, but I miss like not having the anxiety of like waking up in the morning and like I'm gonna be late for school. But like,
You miss it.
oh, did
That's
I say
crazy.
that? I
Yeah.
meant I do not miss it.
Yeah.
Oh, I do not miss it. And like
I was like, are you
like
crazy?
lying down in the bed with your camera off, and just listening in like a podcast, just listening to Mrs. Gamache talk and like teach on your bed is I'd miss that.
Man, that's morning
like
meetings are killer though. It's so weird because we used to I my camera, man. But I used to get up personally at like 6 a.m. and now like morning meetings sometimes it'll be like, "Oh, 7:30." And I'm like, "7:30?"
Yeah.
I don't mind morning meetings as much just because like okay, like if you guys don't know, like I walk to school every single day. Like that's the only my only mode of transportation is I used to walk to school from like
Mhm.
freshman to sophomore year.
Oh.
Um so I remember like one morning I like woke up and then I was like I like ate breakfast and stuff and then as I was about to get dressed I was like, "Oh, I'll lay in my bed for a bit" at like 6:20. And then at like 6 like 50ish or something I woke up and I was like, "Oh, Oh no, that was the latest I'd ever gotten up. So I like threw on my clothes, I got all my stuff ready, and I remember I was legit, I had like an open like energy drink in my hand and I was drinking it as I was walking to school, and I was like so stressed out that I would be there. I think I like came at school like as the bell rang. It was so stressful. Now I like with that what Elijah said about morning meetings, it's like it's kind of chill. Like I'm able to
Mhm.
kind of just like, all right, I'm just
Mhm.
listening to Miss K talk. We're just chilling. So not
Yeah.
too bad.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but the transition to after summer, at least for me, like in the first week when I was transitioning, back into learning and especially with online school, like it was kind of rough because online school places a lot more responsibility on you to learn because, there's a lot more freedom. You can just fall asleep in all your
Mhm.
classes and then just not learn anything. And so at the beginning, I thought I could just like get away with just laying in bed and watching lectures. That didn't happen. I just fell asleep like a few times. So yeah, I learned that I have to actually like get up like before 8:50 and mentally prepare.
Mhm.
But other than that, once you kind of get on terms with that fact and kind of have your own little learning environment, then yeah, learning on Zoom isn't too bad at all with all the extra freedom that we have.
Yeah.
It's so nice having all the extra freedom because you're allowed to like actually do the things that you want to do because you have the time. Because you wake up whenever you want, like before 8:50, and then you go to school for like 3.5 hours, and then you have all of this time before you have to go to bed again, and so you have more time to
Mhm.
do what you want to do. But everyone's changed so much over quarantine, so it's gonna be so strange to go back because we just left school as sophomores, right? And we're going back for our senior year, and so we've missed like a whole like year and a half, and so we're gonna come back and everyone's gonna be like so different.
Mhm.
Have
You're
you
not going to be mentally developed.
have you guys thought about that at all? Of like when you come back, how not even just your friends, but like everyone else. Do you think you'll recognize
Yeah.
everyone?
No. I've basically kept in touch with everyone that I normally talk to, like all of my RO people that I normally talk to. Yeah, I've kept in touch with everybody. My closest group of friends, none like I think the only person in my closest group of friends that's in RO is Marcus, and I talk to him like all the time. So I mean, I basically kept in touch with everyone over like Discord and stuff. So it's not really as much as a problem. Like if I didn't have social media, it would really suck. Like especially like with my friends, like my girlfriend, like all the RO stuff. Like, but like now it's kind of just I'm talking to you over call, except I can like see your face and like move my body. It's
Okay,
not that
social
much different.
butterfly.
Yeah, I think it's like the a quite opposite for me. Like, um, I usually like I don't talk to like that much more people than I used to, but like I really want to see all my other friends that like don't really like showing their face like on Zoom or whatever. Like I'm really excited to see like how much they change. Like I just want to see them in general because I haven't seen them at all. So that'd be exciting.
I'm more curious about the people that I don't talk to and how they've changed. Cause I talk to who I want to talk to, and it's nice not having to deal with people. Like if I don't want to, I just ignore them. And it's a lot easier online to do that. But like in person, when we go back, it's gonna be so strange to see. Like those people from like your freshman year English class that you don't talk to, but you see around school. Like it's gonna be weird to see them, and they're gonna have like red hair or like neon green, like full monochrome outfits. Like I don't
Okay,
know.
Sam.
Everyone's gone through like
Think you might be
mental change.
looking at yourself here.
Okay. But I just feel like everyone's gone through a lot of like physical change and like mental change, and like
Hmm.
even the teachers. It's just gonna be strange going back and seeing everyone.
It's gonna be
Yeah, and
exciting.
it's kind of hard to like see like how much you change like every day. But when you look back, it's really easy to just see how the mental, physical, all of those kinds of strides that you've made. So I don't know how do you guys think you're gonna like look back on this time period of your life, like 5 years from now, 10 years from now? Because this is like a once in a lifetime thing, hopefully.
Um, I don't know. I think I'll be like, okay. It wasn't like devastating for me. Like I was not. There was never a point during like there have been times where like yeah I have like zero productivity and I get like really upset. But I wouldn't say it happens on a basis so much that it defined like my entire quarantine. I was basically just. I mean, it just feels like an extended weekend. I wouldn't say there was like I don't usually go to like the beach like anything too crazy or like go to like gigantic house parties with 30 people on like a daily basis. So, I mean, like my lifestyle has, I've kind of just adjusted to it at this point. I'd be like, wow, I used to live a lot differently. I think the biggest thing is like how I ate, 'cause like my eating schedule is so much different now than it probably will be in like 5 years, because like it's just legit like a piece of toast for breakfast, and it's always something out of my freezer, out of my cabinet for lunch. Like it's always either ramen or something in the microwave.
Is that
So I
healthy?
feel like
Are you okay, Tom?
yeah, I'm doing awesome, so don't worry about me. But
Oh,
He's
like
he's
I'm
flexing
gonna
flexing.
look
He's
today.
back and I'm
Nice
gonna be
flexing.
like,
flex.
man,
Okay, all right.
I'm gonna look back and be like, man, I just ate like instant ramen every single day. Like I'm honestly a ramen connoisseur at this point. I'm basically a chef when it comes to ramen.
Mhm.
But that's just me.
So what's your go-to method to cook ramen, Tom?
All right,
Give us your
so
advice.
don't get mad at me, all right? Okay.
No,
So
I
Oh,
usually
wait,
I
hold
agree
on.
with
take
Tom.
my ramen, you
Uh-huh.
put your vegetables in,
Mhm.
and you put your noodles in,
Mhm.
or well, put your vegetables in, you heat it to a boil because they're dehydrated vegetables and you get like water in them, right? And then
Mhm.
once you heat it to a boil, you get your noodles in there, cook for like 3 to 4 minutes, right?
Mhm.
Actually, and then like 30 seconds before you take it off the heat, add a slice of American cheese. Put it in your
That sounds
Yes.
ramen
so
noodles,
good. Listen, that
Yes.
mix
sounds
it
so
around.
good.
It adds a
That sounds
creamy,
so good.
delicious
Oh.
texture to your ramen, and then you take it out with the broth, right? And then my most recently I've done, well, actually, I also add an egg into it like a minute before, and then I poach an egg. Um, or I use a hard-boiled egg and chop it in half, and then I put each half. Usually, hard-boiled egg is easier to eat than a poached egg. So like, put the noodles in there, maybe a hard-boiled egg, one half, and then I'll take like maybe a couple slices of turkey or beef or something and put it on the side of that. And then I'll take some green onion that I'll chop up
Mhm.
and then I'll put that on for garnish.
That sounds
Dang,
really
you have
good,
a whole
man.
Gordon
W-
Ramsay
Man.
meal there.
yeah,
Yeah.
next Master Chef.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All I add is like milk, noodles, the paste,
Yeah.
and then mix it and add Colby Jack cheese on the top.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Man,
it's
cheese and
cheese is
ramen is
such
so
an
good.
underrated thing. I have like my friends think I'm so
Wait,
weird for putting
sorry.
cheese on my ramen, but I remember I did it one time just to like I was like, all right, whatever, I'll try it. And
I
it's
know.
so good. The creaminess, the taste, it's just the textures, everything. It's
Uh,
beautiful. It blends together. It's like heaven
I
in your
swear it's
mouth.
because of all the mukbangers that
Man.
eat these like super cheesy
yeah.
ramens,
Mhm.
you know. And Tom,
Cheese
you
and
know, you
ramen's
could
good.
if you eat a hard-boiled egg or a poached egg, you could like this is something I've been trying recently. You can like meet in the middle and like cook a
Soft boiled.
soft-boiled egg, and it's
Ooh.
like a combination of poached and hard-boiled. I think it's a perfect middle in between.
Yeah, soft-boiled eggs are really good. They're awesome because like the yolk gets in
Mhm.
like the noodles and it makes them thick. It's like,
And
oh my
the
God.
I can be like, oh, ramen's not healthy, but honestly, earlier in quarantine, I bought like 100 packs of ramen from Amazon, and I went through. Okay, I don't listen,
What a dream.
dude. They've been like in the top of my closet. I ran out like a little bit ago. But
Oh no.
just like seafood ramen, boiling it, and then you take it off the stove a little bit early, and then you like poached egg, all the spice packet, and like sesame oil, and like a little bit of milk, and then cheese. Oh, it's so good.
So good.
It's so good, and like
People
especially the
act
poached egg.
people act like it's a crime to add cheese on ramen. Like
No,
you do not know how
Yeah,
many
yeah.
people like I'd like snap like my ramen with the cheese, and like my friends would be like, "Ew, you're disgusting! Like take that cheese off." Cheese on ramen? No. Like they would
Cancel
read in
you.
their private stories
everyone's
like
wrong.
Kobe
You know what?
Jack cheese on ramen? No, no.
Hey, you audience, you're all wrong. You all should try it.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it unless you put cheese on
At
your
least
On
ramen
once
ramen.
and
in
you've
your life,
tried it
try it.
and like nuke it in the microwave. I don't want to hear it if you haven't done that because it's so good.
It's like
It's the
pineapple on
next
pizza.
pineapple on pizza. Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen,
Exactly.
listen. Do you guys like
You
pineapple on
gotta put
pizza?
the right. I like anything on pizza. You could put like human on pizza, I'd probably eat it. So I don't really care.
Cannibal
Except for
Tom?
What?
peppers. I don't like
Tom's a
peppers that
cannibal?
much, but
Tom's a
oh.
Anchovies,
You
cannibal.
sardines.
crazy?
I would eat anchovies and sardines so easily. I like pickled herring. Do you guys like pickled herring?
Yes.
Pickled herring's delicious. So many people hate pickled herring because the texture is like slimy. I love it. It tastes good on crackers.
No, look.
Oh my gosh, what about like sauerkraut?
No, stop. Wait, hold up.
Sauerkraut's okay. I'll eat sauerkraut with like meat or something, but never by itself.
You guys lost me there.
I don't like sauerkraut. No, listen, Tom. You get like a slice.
Food.
You get like a slice of bread or like a slice of baguette or Italian bread or whatever, and then you put like cream cheese on it, and then you put the pickled herring on top, and then you eat that.
Yeah, pickled herring tastes good with grain. It doesn't taste good like by itself. Well, by itself it's fine. But
well, you wouldn't just
it's
eat
just
it though.
The moisture gets absorbed and it tastes better.
But you get like toasted bread, cream cheese, and pickled herring, and it's delicious. It's like an open.
I only get pickled herring like once a year, but I have to try it. I will try it. Anyways.
Did we lose?
We got so off
Did we lose you guys?
The virtual setting back to online school, but yeah, but like the virtual setting makes the eating schedule like so flexible because like obviously it's not as physically demanding to be on online school, and so some days I'll find myself not eating until like 6 or 7 p.m. and then other days I'm eating like 5 meals a day because it's just so easy to because food is so accessible to you like anytime, so you can really change your eating habits however you want any day.
These last 2 days I haven't eaten anything other than breakfast, but like all of last week I was making full course meals like on the stove, like marinating chicken and like grilled. I made like my own ketchup. I've been a chef during quarantine. It's been fun, honestly.
You know what I will miss? I'm gonna miss that span from 12 o'clock all the way to 4 o'clock. Because of practice and everything, when we go to like physical school, you don't have the time. Like Tom said, we have so much time. Like I exercise during that time, and now it's gonna be gone.
I have like such a preset schedule now. Like it's like once school ends at 1, I'm making lunch. After lunch, I'm doing homework, and then from 3 I'm working out, and then 4 I practice. It's like such a dead set schedule. And with like eating, I've like taught myself not to eat until once school's over. So like no meals until school's over. Like okay, maybe a couple times I ate ramen during Cal and my camera was on, and then everyone in Cal could see me slurping up noodles. But I mean, it doesn't really matter, you know. It's neither here nor there. But my rule kind of applies to most situations.
Yeah, like I was just gonna say, like Justin Wynn, like he told like me and like a couple other people, like I'm gonna like wake up super early. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna do that too, so that I can like exercise in the morning, so I can like not exercise over the afternoon. And when I did, like I went on for a run, and like my nose was numb, like my nose was runny, and then like I was in the middle of like I was next to EBS, and I had to run all the way to like New Vaughn's, and I was like, I'm never gonna work out in the morning ever again. It was just I'm not gonna get used to the new school timing thing.
And I don't.
But with the whole with the daylight and everything, like we have right now we have until like 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. to kind of do what we want with the daylight. But imagine like later in this year, closer to the summer, we're gonna have like 5 or 6 hours of daylight, and that's gonna be really nice with online school. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah, because right now it's rough because it gets dark at. Well, I mean, it's getting darker at later and later times because we're past the winter solstice, but it got dark at like 5, like in December, and that was not fun because it was like I want to go to bed now. I don't want to stay out.
Some days it felt like 4 p.m. honestly that the sun went down.
The sun goes down, and I immediately just want to clock out. I don't want to do any work once the sun goes down.
I get like no incentive to go outside either once the sun goes down because it's like cold. Because like once the sun is out, like it's so weird. My like clothing cycle is like I'm like dressed in like a bathrobe and like a hoodie in the mornings, and then like once like the breeze kind of dies down and that wind chill comes off, I like take off all my layers because I'm sweating like no matter how much I open my window or turn on my fan, and then like after 4 o'clock I'm like bundled up again. It's terrible.
You know what? In our Teams meetings, like sometimes Tom would turn on his camera and he's in his bathrobe still.
Oh yeah, I have had a couple bathrobe Teams meeting moments.
Man, hey, listen, at least he's not eating during Teams meeting. At least you don't say him slurping up ramen.
No, I eat during basically every single
during every meeting. No, I've been late to some meetings because I forget that like we have meetings at 1:15. Like why
It's so easy to forget
1:15?
things.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't
Like I
mind the
was
1:15
cooking.
part, but it's like it cuts into my schedule of anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Man.
Hey,
such a
just be
hard time
glad
to
you're not on the
memorize.
special team. Meeting
Oh,
at
true,
like
true, true.
7 o'clock. No, thank
Man,
you, man. I need my sleep.
no,
Yeah,
listen,
yeah, it's
Yeah,
hard.
the morning meetings
they're
are not
rough.
the move,
I'm so
honestly.
I'm so glad APT doesn't have like weekly morning meetings, because that would just be another one that I have to get up an hour early for.
Yeah.
Mm.
And like, okay, I remember last year when the whole like later hours thing came out. Like, there was so much like outrage because
Mhm.
of all the extracurriculars and stuff. But well, perfect timing, with online school, so we get to reap the benefits of that without necessarily the consequences of anything else.
Yeah.
Man, I still don't like the like later times thing, but also like trying to, if they made us go back to like normal, I wouldn't be happy either. I just
Hmm.
don't want to go to school, man. Like honestly,
Yeah.
do
I
it.
think the biggest gripe I have with it, I don't mind it this year. This year I don't really care. I honestly like it, because most of the time it gives me more time to work, and sleep because I work late. But I think my least favorite thing about it is once we come back to school, because my like least favorite thing was having to do practice till like 5, like normally. Like on normal days we'd be going till 5. It's like, man, I am just gonna be up all night
Your time.
for
I,
stuff.
I
So it's just
just
not great.
I just don't think it's gonna work. Like it'll be fine, but it won't work well, cause especially like you said with teams practice, because it gets so dark in the wintertime really early. Like you
Yeah.
guys are just gonna be out there for 2 hours in the dark.
I mean, extended practice in the winter, I like Sweetwater last year when I was doing extended practice, I was just walking home in the dark. Walking home in the dark, I come home super hungry and then I eat. I eat because I'm so hungry. And I do that every single day. Like, I remember like how I still remember the feeling of dread I got when we were talking about the like extended schedule. And then I was like, and then Sergeant T was like, "Oh, well, extended practice, we'll just go later." I was like, "Oh no." So that means like 6,
Mhm.
like 6:30 for practice. I was like, "Oh, I mean, that just is gonna cut into academics and like I want like a 3-course meal by the
Mhm.
time we're done with extended practice, and I still have to walk
Yeah.
home."
And I don't know.
Like,
I don't get the like I understand the idea of like starting later, but it doesn't make sense. It's just like daylight savings times. It just moves everything over, and then people are just gonna stay up even later, like up until like 4 a.m.
yeah.
4 a.m. and then you go to bed, and then you get up at like 7, and then you walk to school.
Pretty sure it had to do with like studies on
Yeah,
It
circadian
didn't make
rhythm
sense. It
or
didn't
something
make
like that.
sense either way,
it was
because
proven.
they just need to. No, I understand the circadian rhythm thing, but the circadian rhythm thing doesn't work when they give us work and people have extracurriculars and they
Yeah.
have homework and they have
Mm.
school and they have
Were you
whatever
gonna
else
say
they're
something
doing.
though,
Sorry,
Elijah?
yeah, Elijah, go ahead.
I was just gonna like say something like it wasn't that important. Like I don't have it like worse than down like walking home from practice at like in the dark. Like that's scary enough. But like
Mhm.
going like it's so it's like mentally like tolling like when you have a full day at school
Mhm.
and like you just sit home and you have to work and then you have to sleep after that because you have
Yeah.
no free time. Like I think in extended like practice in like ninth grade, I was so drained. Like I just wanted to like watch Ponyo and like the other like shows and stuff, but I was so tired and I didn't have motivation to work. And that's like something I'm kind of worried about like as we go into like the school year because I feel like I'm gonna like
Mhm.
lose like energy to do anything after like 6 p.m.
After we go back into physical school, like, I don't know about you guys, but taking notes and stuff is a lot easier online for me because, it's like close, accessible. Sometimes you just take screenshots, whatever.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
Yeah,
well,
yeah, yeah.
like technically, it's not supposed to. And so, I don't know, what's something that you guys are gonna miss when we go back to like in terms of the way that teachers are teaching over online school? Is there anything that you want to see implemented back into like physical school?
Yeah, I understand. Uh, I noticed that like my chemistry teacher has like a slideshow like every single day where she has like all of like the day's agenda and stuff. Like I feel like um it's so easy to like visually give like a representation of what you're trying to say, like when you're teaching virtually, because you just show like a slideshow. Um like Mr. Bachelor will like have my calc teacher, he'll just have like this like whiteboard app, and then he'll be drawing on stuff, and then he'll be going through like different pages and stuff. It's so much easier to see. Um, but then there are other teachers, like my history teacher, who will pretty much just talk for like half an hour straight, and you have to just hope that you caught enough information to take notes on. Because like what she says is actually important and it matters on like the tests and the assignments. So I feel like visual learning is so much more important online because if you just hear people talking over and over, it's hard to focus for anybody. And visual learning gives you something to look at so you can stay on track. So if you tune out, you can tune back in and say, oh, okay, this is what we're doing. So I really hope that teachers start to like utilize slideshows more just because like it's so much easier for me to catch up visually.
Over online school, I think definitely the visual learners are at an advantage. I mean, I guess people who listen verbally as well. And for me at least, something that I always struggled in with school is like my vision because I don't have the best vision, and sometimes my glasses wouldn't work and I didn't have the right glasses, and so I would have to move to the front or I have to squint or like get notes from other people, and that's something that I don't miss at all because the entire classroom is within 3 feet in front of me.
Hmm.
So that's really nice.
I agree with Tom. I really want teachers to like have slideshows so that like they upload to a website or whatever, so I can access them and like go over class notes. Like it doesn't make sense for in person for them to like record or whatever.
I think I like take it kind of like opposite from you guys. Like online school is like pretty cool, like as we talked about it, but like if I were to be like brutally honest, I don't even think that I can tell you something I learned in first quarter. Like despite like our teachers like teaching us, I did not pay attention. Like I'm really easily distracted.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
I'm not
really
saying we're
hard for
learning.
me to focus. Yeah, but I honestly wish that we can go to online school, not online school, physical school so I can start learning again
Yeah.
because I cannot tell you what I learned probably the beginning of our quarter right now.
I can't even tell you
It's
what I learned like last week, man.
mhm.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
I
pretty important to
miss.
have online resources like
Mhm.
saved
Mhm.
recorded lectures. Like I know Mr. Bachelor and Miss Gallman will record their lectures. Like it's and like Miss Gay, she has like slideshows available on Google Classroom that you can just look through. Like online resources that are saved, like that you can look at later, are so much easier. They're basically like modern version of worksheets in my opinion, because I tend to look at like worksheets a lot of times if I need a refresher. So I
Mhm.
don't know. I feel like having like online resources in the cloud that I can look at whenever is like the best thing ever, especially when I don't pay attention.
I
Same.
was just saying that like honestly the like only way I've been like keeping up with math is because of like Kitty Hawk or something.
Mhm. You
I
guys
don't
are
know
like
if
in
you
leadership
haven't.
positions. Do you guys have any advice
Yeah.
through like your own experiences and like what to just to help people in general with school, with COVID, with organization?
You got
I
Elijah.
guess I can go first. Okay, I'll take it first then. So, like I talked about earlier, like early in the podcast, I like gained like a habit of exercising and gained a great like friend group. And this like it all started because of like one person, like again, like I said, Vincent helped me start my exercising habit, and like Derek created that like friend group unintentionally, and it like shaped me like in quarantine, and it honestly made me like think about it more. Like it all started because of one person. Like my lifestyle has changed, my hobbies have been changing, like my routines have been changing, like for the better. And honestly, like it takes one person for your like whole life to change, because I am so glad that like I made memories with these great people. Like I started to become more healthy, and if you want to like make an impact on someone, you don't have to do much. Like you can be that one person that like makes someone better at something, or like create habits for someone. So it doesn't take too much to like impact someone's life, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
something I learned over quarantine.
Anything to add on to that?
Me?
No.
Um, well, like in terms of like advice, I would say that um procrastination is the biggest thing that everybody's prone to right now. like in terms of like school, even just like working out, like I didn't work out today. Like just anything, like school, working out, like doing, like maybe starting a hobby that you've been looking at, like starting an interest. Like me, I've been procrastinating on my permit test for the past like 5 months.
Oh,
Oh.
Um,
you reminded me.
but
Man, you
I don't
gotta
really
go in
care
and
because I
do
walk
that.
everywhere. But what I'm trying to say is that like for me there was like I had some bad like mental habits that I was basically off-putting for a really long time. And I had basically just been downplaying it for a really long time because I didn't really see it as too much of a problem. It was kind of just like something that I already incorporated. And it really took it getting pretty bad for me to finally recognize and be like, okay, maybe I should actually like reach out and get help. So I think if it feels like you're not at your best spot mentally, or if it feels like that you just feel like you're at a dead end and there's nothing you can do, or it feels like you have no hobbies, it feels like you have no interest, it feels like you have no one to talk to, you can always just start doing that stuff like now. It really hurts you even more the more you wait for it because there's always going to reach a point where you can't do it anymore, and then that deadline is absolute. So, I'd say if you've been sleeping on something for a while, if there's something that's been troubling you, handle it right now, right here, and it makes a big difference.
Thank you for that, especially about mental health. It's been very rough during quarantine. So, guys, please, if you guys aren't doing well mentally, please reach out to a friend, to any of us. I'm sure any of us would be more than happy to talk to you guys, or to Sergeant T or Colonel Tucker. Please, please, please reach out. And I hope you guys are all doing well. This has been the APT podcast. Uh, we we've been happy to have you. I hope you guys have enjoyed listening to us, and I hope you all have a great day. Go drink some water. Wave bye. Wave.
Thank you.